Thousands of disaster-weary Haitians have had to spend a miserable night, drenched by a passing tropical depression after already being battered by a weekend earthquake. While crews search for more victims in the rubble, those who survived the quake are in desperate need of supplies and care. 1,900 people have now been confirmed dead. Many aid agencies have been forced to coordinate from Haiti's capital because of unexpected challenges. We have local reaction to the situation in Haiti just ahead, but first the latest from Port-au-Prince from CBC's Ellen Morrow.
This is the airport in Port-au-Prince. It's a bit quiet right now, but throughout the day, it's been a hub of activity as aid organizations try to get aid into the disaster zone. On the edge of the tarmac over there, you can see a Red Cross vehicle. Throughout the day, the most injured, the people who suffered the worst injuries in the disaster zone, some of them have been brought here to Port-au-Prince to be treated in the hospitals here. Now, one of the people who's working here is a Canadian aid worker named Hunter. And Hunter, tell us a little bit about what you've been experiencing throughout the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very hectic. Yesterday we were trying to rush as many patients back to Port-au-Prince. Same thing today. It's just back and forth with the Coast Guard, trying to send as much material as we can, medical equipment, sending our teams out there, assessing the people there, doing triage at the hospitals, and then getting them back here to get better care.
And how tough of an operation is all of this?
I mean, it's a lot of moving parts, and it's just to keep everybody coordinated, keep everyone on the same track, try different things, and then whatever works sticks. Whatever sticks, we work with that, and then and just be consistent.
Thank you for all the work you're doing.
Thank you.
And so that's what a lot of aid organizations are on the ground are talking about, just how logistically complicated all of this is. The main road out of Port-au-Prince, the capital, to Lekai, the disaster zone, is subject to gang warfare, so driving there is incredibly tenuous. Aid organizations are relying on helicopters to get aid in, but even when you can get aid in, there's a distribution problem with so much of the affected area, remote villages built on hillsides. No one truly knows just how bad of an impact the earthquake had in this area because so much of it is remote and there are so many layers of difficulties for getting aid to the people who need it the most. Ellen Morrow, CBC News, Port-au-Prince.
Well, we wanted to bring you some local reaction to the situation in Haiti now. I'm joined now by Arsenal Messidor, an immigration consultant here in Winnipeg and a member of the city's Haitian community. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
It's my pleasure, Riley, and thank you for having us.
I have to ask you first off, how are your friends and family back in Haiti doing?
Well, thanks for asking. My family is doing fine. Fortunately, they are not living in the south of the country. My family, we are from the northern part of the country. My wife's family are not too far from the south. They are from the southeastern part of the country. And fortunately, where they have not been touched. But as for friends, every Haitian right now would know somebody who would be directly or indirectly impacted by the situation. But those to whom I have spoken lately, they are fine. We don't have anybody close to us who have lost their lives.
Tell me what you are hearing about the conditions on the ground there.
Well, the condition on the ground is very dire, as you can imagine. People are left with their bare hands to try to rescue their own. Also, the local hospitals that were already in fragile situation were not working properly, and you can imagine they have been quickly overwhelmed with no supplies. So yeah, if you know the situation in Haiti, you would know that it is very, very desperate at this time. And also, I understand there is a tropical storm that was directed toward Haiti. I have not read the latest news about it, but also this is something that's making things more difficult.
I mean, we're looking at some of the images of the aftermath there. When you see some of the images, some of the pictures coming out of Haiti, what goes through your mind?
Well, what goes to our mind is why all that for a small little country? Why us? Why so much misery for a people? Haiti have suffered a lot, and I think everybody knows that. We are less than 2 months since our president was brutally assassinated, and we have not recovered from the 2010 big earthquake that shook the capital city, and then this happening right now, and also we have a gang phenomenon in Haiti that's making people's life difficult. Basically, the question is, well, what more can we undo? What more can we take? Yeah.
What can Canadians do to help? Is there anything that Canadians can do to help the situation there?
Yeah, I am a man of faith. I believe in prayer. So those who are watching us, who are listening about the situation, can pray for the people of Haiti. And also, I understand there are many, as usual, international humanitarian organizations on the ground. Those organizations, they are trying to do whatever they can, but they need people's support, so Canadians can contribute toward those. There is one in particular I have in mind. I worked for it for 5 years. It's Mid-Atlantic Central Committee. So they are also helping over there. So they could help. And also, if the Canadian government could reach out to the already fragile Haitian government and then offer help, we would be grateful. We would appreciate it.
I'm running out of time here, but if there is one thing that you wanted people to take away from this, from everything that has happened in Haiti, what would that be?
Well, what I would like people to take away is Haiti has been suffering a lot, and we don't know how much more we can take. So we would appreciate for our friends to keep us in their prayers and then to help us pray so that all these waves of, I don't know what to call it, bad luck, stop, and then for us to have a chance to breathe. So we need to breathe.
Arsenal Messidor is an immigration consultant and a member of Winnipeg's Haitian community. Thank you so much for being with us, and take care.
It's my pleasure, O'Reilly. Thank you to CBC for the interest in this situation.
Meteorologist John Sauter is back now. John, we were looking at Ellen Morrow's item a few minutes ago there, and you could tell how windy it was on the ground there in Haiti. Where is that tropical storm at now, and where is it headed?
Yeah, this tropical storm is now just to the east, and it's right over Jamaica. Let me show you exactly where it is. Winds right now are at 85 kilometers per hour. When it crossed Haiti, it was expected to drop about 10 inches of rain. That's 250 millimeters, even up to 15 inches. So flooding has been a problem. We haven't had any reports of how much rain actually fell, but you can see this is now a tropical storm continuing to move east, now over the western end of Jamaica, Negril, that area. It'll continue to gain strength over water, and then sometime in the middle of the night on Wednesday into Thursday morning, we'll reach Cancun, where hurricane warnings have been posted now, Cancun, Cozumel area, with winds at 140 kilometers per hour. So hurricanes will gain strength over water. The warm water kind of feeds this engine, and there's no friction over water. Once it makes over landfall, it drops strength again, and then it's out over the Gulf of Mexico. And as we look at very late on Friday, we'll probably make landfall again as a Category 1 in Mexico and Central America. So we'll continue to watch this through the rest of this week.